All right. Hey everyone, welcome to this month's SIG Docs new contributor meet and greet call. Before I get started with the call, I'd like to remind you all that this call is part of the Kubernetes community and by extension, the CNCF Code of Conduct. So if you have not read the CNCF Code of Conduct, I'd like recommend that you go through it sometime, but essentially it boils down to be excellent to each other, both in these calls and over Slack. Any other place that you communicate with folks. Be excellent and nice to everybody. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's get started with the call. So, welcome everyone. My name is Sriram Venkatesh. I'm the SIGDocs new contributor ambassador. So my responsibilities include like hosting these calls, and usually what we do in these calls is like welcome anybody who is new to contributing to Kubernetes and help you out with any questions or any help that you might need. So, what we usually do is we'll go around introducing ourselves, and if you have any questions or any like queries, we can talk about those, or I can like talk about a set of like common pointers to how you can get started with contributing to Kubernetes. So I'll go first, and we can go around introducing all of us. Just give me a second before we start. Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. So my name is Sridham. As I said, I work at DigitalOcean, and yeah, I've been part of the Kubernetes community for about 2 years now. And yeah, I'm mostly active in SIG release as part of the release team, and I've recently been doing stuff with SIG Node as well. And yeah, that's pretty much about me. Like, would any of you would like to go next?
So, hi everyone, my name is Imran, and I was basically from a civil engineering background, and I started my uh, shift to DevOps or shift to tech like 2.5 years back, and I finally last month got my first job in tech. So I finally shifted to tech, and I have known like CNCF and Kubernetes and these communities from the beginning, but I was not able to like give my time to be a part of it before. Like I was doing non-tech job and then preparing for studying and preparing for that job. But finally, I made the shift, so I am very like I want to be an active member of the community and I want to contribute to it. So yeah, there is my like like I've recently joined the last localization meeting and the last SIG docs meeting as well. So yeah, this is my first ever new contributor meeting. So yeah, I'm happy to be here and hopefully I'll be able to contribute in the best way possible.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the community. I see we have a new joinee, so I'll quickly fill in what you're doing. Yeah, we have more folks now. Hey, folks, welcome to the call. We were just getting started, and yeah, we were like introducing ourselves. And yeah, before once we are done introducing, we can like get into the call. So basically, this is the SIGDocs new contributor meeting call, and we talk about any of the questions or doubts that you might have with getting started with contributing to Kubernetes through the documentation. And yeah, would uh, uh, anybody would like to go next? Introduce themselves.
Hello there.
Hello, hi.
Yes, my name is Masao Solungu, and I am based in Brno, Czech Republic. I am new to the docs team. Initially, I joined in should be January, February, but I've been unable to catch some of these meetings so that I could formally introduce myself and start contributing. Yes, so until now, I've been a technical writer at Red Hat. I was there for 2 years, contributing to the OpenShift documentation, mainly the GitOps section. And currently, I am responsible for documentation at AT&T for telco equipment. Nice meeting you all, and looking forward to be part of the team.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the community. Yeah, Fiona or Koti, would you like to answer?
Hi,
Hello, hi.
my name is Fiona. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya, and this is my first time here, and also my first time in the Kubernetes community. So, I became aware of this community after seeing an advert for Kubernetes release shadow program. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to know what's happening around here. So I am for the last year computer science student, and I am joining IBM as a software engineer intern this summer. I'm returning as an intern, and yeah, I have done a few of open source contributions. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
about me.
Awesome. Welcome to the community, Fiona.
Thank you.
Yeah, Koti, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sorry, sure. Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. I'm Koti. I'm contributing to like various PyCons and other communities. Like I started joining Kubernetes meetings like since 3, 4 months. But I joined SIG but I couldn't contribute anything much. But I also in the contributes forum as well. Yeah, looking forward to learn and contribute. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Welcome everyone again, and yeah, we are glad to have you all here. And we are always looking for new contributors because there is always enough, like there is a lot of work that can be picked up by new contributors. So we are glad you're here. And yeah, it looks like everybody here is like somewhat familiar with Kubernetes and how open source communities work. But if you're not, you can feel free to like stop me at any time and like ask me if you have any questions, or you can put them in the chat box as well. And yeah, I would like to like share a couple of things before we open the stage for questions. So I've shared my screen. Uh, so this call is so I'll be quick. I'll take 5 minutes and then we can like go on to questions. So this is the Kubernetes website, which you can find at kubernetes.io, and all the code for this website and all the documentation that is here is managed by SIG docs. So a SIG stands for Special Interest Group, and since the Kubernetes project is like very big, uh, all of the different sections of the project are like divided into different special interest groups, and each SIG has their own like sections of the project that they maintain and work on. So SIGDocs is the special interest group for the documentation, maintaining the documentation, the website, and the blogs. So we have like blogs, and we publish blogs frequently, and we also have localization. So the entire website and the documentation is available in different languages. So if you are let's say if you want to read the documentation in the Italian language, you can go on to the drop down menu here, and you can select whatever language you want. And this is also maintained by SIGDocs. So as Imran had mentioned some time back, there is a SIGDocs localization group that takes care of the translating the documentation to different languages. So all of this is what comes under SIGDocs, and the code for all the website and all the documentation that we see here, this resides in the Kubernetes/website repository. So this is you can find this at github.com/Kubernetes/website. So here is where you can find all the documentation files, which are all written in Markdown. So you can like find all the files for the website, the actual website, which is like built with Hugo, which is a web framework for Go, and all the I think underlying different languages, and then for each language you can find the files. Yeah, there you go. So if you select EN, which stands for English, you can find all the docs, like all the files for all the docs, and these are all the like, let's say if you open the file for container images, this file is what where the content resides. This file is where you can find the actual content that you can find inside here. So containers and images. So this page would be rendered by this particular file. And yeah, that's pretty much about the website. And if you want to get started contributing to Kubernetes, contributing to the documentation is a good place to start, because most of the like you would find more beginner friendly issues here. Since Kubernetes is a vast project, even though you can contribute to like any part of the project, it would be easier for you to get started with the documentation, because this would require the least amount of context. It would still require some amount of context. You would still need to know what Kubernetes is if you want to like make some change to the documentation about the concepts page, or like any of the uh, technical information. If you have to change, you still need to know what Kubernetes is, and you need to have some sort of like some level of DevOps knowledge. Even though you'll get reviews and help and all, you'd still need to uh, know that. But there are many other issues which are in the area of like web development, or like you can find like fixes to the grammar, or like general like smaller fixes which you can do without even being familiar or being an expert in Kubernetes. So the docs is a good place to get started. And yeah, this is something we try to do as well. Like the whole reason for us having this call is to help new contributors get started contributing with the documentation. So we have a couple of programs that we have to help contribute. So the first one is you can come to the issues here, and you can like see that there are like 518 open issues. If you search for a good first issue, you should be able to find issues which are like marked as good first issues, which are like ideal for new people to like pick up. As you can see here, there aren't many good first issues right now, but you can like keep a lookout for this page here, and all the issues that you see are like specific to a particular language. So if you are someone who is a non-native English speaker, and if you are like familiar with any of the other languages which we have documentation for, let's say, for example, you speak the German language, you can search for the label of the German language, and you can find all the issues that are created for that particular language, and maybe you can pick some of those up. And yeah, another area that you can keep on the lookout for is you can oops uh, let me search for SIG docs. Yeah, you can be part of the SIG docs channel in Kubernetes Slack workspace, and people usually post good first issues here. So you can, if you're active in this channel, you can you should be able to like you should come across some good first issues this way. And we also have some more programs called PR wranglers and issue wranglers. So PR wranglers are people who review the pull requests each week. So the PR wrangler program has a shadow program. So if you sign up as a shadow under any of these PR wranglers, you'll get to work with them for a week, and you'll get to know how PRs are reviewed in the Kubernetes website repository. And this is a very good like starting point for you to like get to learn how things work here in the Kubernetes project, and how pull requests are reviewed. And I personally, I started my contribution journey with this PR Wrangler program. So this is something that you can look into. So right now, this week, May 4th is like Chiming is the PR Wrangler, and we don't have a PR Wrangler shadow this week. So you can like ping Chiming in Slack. You can find him with this like username. And if not this week, I see a slot open in the week of May 18th, where Sander is the PR wrangler. And then again, we have one in the week of June 29th. And you can see that we have like a lot more slots open in the rest of the year. So you can like pick up, you can talk to any of these PR wranglers and they'll be able to help you with getting started with contributing. And with that out of the way, there is one more thing I want to talk about. As Fiona mentioned, we have the release theme for the next Kubernetes version. So Kubernetes 133 just released a week back. So we are assembling the team for the next release cycle, which is 134. And the shadow application for the 134 release theme is open. So the release theme is also another like avenue where new contributors can get started easily. So this involves like you can read the I'll share the link to this message. You can read the handbooks for all the different teams. This is not a technical job, but you get to learn a lot of technical stuff, and most of it involves like talking to different contributors and making sure that their features that they're working on for Kubernetes 134 is like completed on time and all of that. So we have a docs team in the release team as well, where you would get to work with the bigger SIG docs team and track the documentation PRs for all the enhancements that are going to the next release. So this is also a really good opportunity for you to get started with the project. And yeah, you can there is an application form that you need to fill out, which has a bunch of questions, and you can give your details, and you can also share which teams you are interested to be part of. I believe you can select up to 2 teams. So if you're interested in joining the docs team as part of the release team, you can select that, and you can you might be asked why you are interested in working with docs, which I believe all of you have like good answers for. So I will share this link in the chat here if anybody is interested. But yeah, that is pretty much everything that I had. If you are like if you start contributing and if you have any questions, you can feel free to like reach out to me on Slack. You can find me if you search for my name, Sriram Venkatesh. So if you search for me, you can find my, oops, I did not mean to show that. Yeah, you can find my profile, and yeah, you can like ping me. I'll be happy to help you with anything, and I'll be happy to like help you make your first contributions to Kubernetes. And yeah, that is pretty much everything that I had. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, if you have any questions, we can like I'll be happy to like discuss them here in the call. Yeah, let me know if anybody has any questions or anything that they'd like to know.
Yeah, so Sriram, I've already joined the PR shadow program. I think I've asked the next PR wrangler, that is Ray Leano, I think, and
Yeah.
I'll have a call with him. And I wanted to ask about the release team. Like, what are the requirements for joining the release team? Release team shadow.
Yeah. So there isn't any hard requirement in terms of experience. The only requirement is that you should be able to like devote that much time throughout the release cycle. And this depends, like this varies on the different sub teams. Like if you are joining the enhancements team, for example, the enhancements team is the team that tracks all the issue, like all the features that go into the release. The work would be like more during the start of the release. And it would be like lesser towards the end of the release. So we have something called the code freeze, after which it's like a deadline, after which no more pull requests are merged. So we'll put a code free, so you can't like merge any more PRs in the Kubernetes code base. So once that is done, there are like everything is tracked, and the enhancements team does not really have any work. So it will be like very light, but you'd still need to join the meetings and give the updates and all of that. So that is the only requirement, that you will be expected to join the meetings which are like happening once every week. And towards the end of the release, they'll start happening more frequently. We'll have like burn down meetings on Mondays, and like usually the meetings happen on Wednesdays, but the towards the end of the release, we'll have like extra meetings on Mondays and Fridays as well. But if you look at other teams like Docs, the work starts around like halfway through the release. So once the enhancements team tracks all the features that are going into that particular release, only then do you like start tracking those like the documentation PRs for those features. So the initial part would be like very light. You wouldn't have much work, but then towards the end of the cycle, you would have more work. So it depends on the team. You can read more about the responsibilities of all the teams in the different handbooks, which would be linked in the the mailing list that I had shared. And yeah, that's pretty much the only requirement, that you should be able to like join the meetings and like do the work. So it will be like a couple of hours every week worth of work. But even if you signed up for the release team, and even if you're like finding it difficult to manage the work later on, it is fine. You can like voluntarily like step down. That won't like that is okay. You can come back to the release team later on. That won't put like a bad impression or anything. We have people who have done that before, and come back to the release team later on. So yeah, that's like, apart from that, you don't have there is not any like technical prerequisite that you would need to know or
Yeah,
anything like that.
I'm also thinking like starting with the docs team, because I'm also not good with like, I am into DevOps right now, like last month, but I got my first job, but I'm still learning Golang, and I will move towards technical or coding contributions later on. I'm thinking about starting contributing towards stocks and localization in Hindi first, and
Mhm.
similar for the release team Shadow, that I'll work with docs team. Like I was asking that, is there any requirement as in for selection process, such as like, do I need to have certain number of contributions or PRs raised to get into the release team Shadow? That's what I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. So two things I want to share. The first is that you don't really need to know coding or like any technical knowledge uh, in terms of like contributing to the release team, because none of the none of the different teams are like really technical that you would need to like write code or like know. Like you don't really need to be a very technical person. It is more like project management kind of work, and you'll get to learn on the job. So it should be fine. And in terms of like with regards to the contribution, it is not a hard requirement, but if you have made any contribution, that would definitely be a plus point. Then that would put your like application like it would make your application more what do you say, like valuable for the release team lead. So each release team sub team has a lead, so there would be a person who's leading the docs team, and they would be the one who is like selecting the shadows. So when they're reviewing the applications, it would definitely like give you some brownie points if you have had any contribution, like prior contribution before. But we've also had like people who are like totally new to the community, who are like joining the release team. So the leads, they always try to make sure that there is a balance. You want people who have experience, but you also want new people to be able to join the release team and get that experience. So there will always be like a balance between like new contributors and people who already have like a bit of experience.
Yes, I think I applied for the 1.32 or 1.33 release team Shadow.
Hmm.
I got rejected that time, but I'll try again for this one.
Yeah,
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 sure.
yeah. It is a very competitive, so
Yeah.
competitive thing. So like, don't take it to your heart. Like it's
There are so many applications. Yeah, I can
yeah.
understand.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, so you can try again, and now that you have like some experience with the localization team and all, you can like if you have raised any PRs, or if you have like reviewed any pull requests or anything like that, you can like mention those in the application form. I think it is open till May 18th, so
Yes,
you have like like a week and a half, if you would like to like do something before that as well.
Yes, yes, I'll try to do it like, and if I get a chance to do, like when we do the PR Angler shadow, so does that also contribute, count as a contribution, or like it's
Yep.
just for
Yep.
learning purpose?
No, it definitely adds, like it definitely counts as a contribution. So you can mention that in your application that you have served as the PR Wrangler shadow. So you're familiar with the docs process and all of that. You can mention all
Right.
of those.
So we just like in the shadow program, we just learn how to approve or how to work with the docs. We don't,
In
or do we actually get to do some work as well? Like,
in the docs release team shadow program, what you would be doing mostly is talking to contributors who have their like enhancements or features like tracked for the release, and you'll be talking to them and making sure that they have raised the documentation PRs in time. And now that the earlier we used to have like a release notes team and the docs team, now that they're merged, you would also be running some commands to like generate the release notes for each release. So for the beta version, the alpha version, and the final release cut and all, you would like you would need to generate the release notes. That is also part of the docs, the work that the docs team does. So yeah, these are the kind of things that you would mostly do. If you read the docs, like the release team handbook, you'd get to know like all the details.
yes, yes, I'm going to read the handbook like after work today for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to have you here and help you with contributing. Uh, yeah, if any, like we are at time, but I don't mind like staying back in the call. If anybody has any other questions or anything that they'd like to talk about. If not, you can always ping me on Slack, and we can I can help you out with anything that you have.
Yes, I have a question regarding how you pick issues which you can work on GitHub. Do you just pick any random issue which is open and you think you are capable of doing it, or maybe there's a particular procedure whereby you do bug trials and review and then determine what should be the possible solution?
Yep, that's a great question. I have shared my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Yeah. The process of like picking up issues is like it can be like confusing when you're starting, but uh, I'll share some things that I keep in mind while I do this. So we have a triage accepted label, and we have another label called needs triage. So as people open issues, somebody from the community, like people who are like reviewers or like approvers, they would go through these issues, and they would verify that this is like uh, a valid issue and that we need to do this change. So one of the
Right.
approvers in this case, Divya, she has added the triage accepted label. So this means that this issue is like accepted and that we need somebody to work on it now. And if you are interested in picking up an issue, as you can see here, this is a really good example. So here, this person, Jayesh, he has like assign this issue to themselves. So this is something you can do if you think you can work on a particular issue. And I think a PR has already been opened for this particular issue, and there is some discussion going on here. So you can go through issues, and if you find that it is something that you can work on. So for example, I'm not sure if, let me try to find a issue which is accepted that does not have an assignee. Yeah, this one looks like it does not have an assignee yet. So there is, this is like, I'm just using this as an example, but this is a German localization issue. And there are, looks like there are a lot of pages that needs to be translated. And this has been accepted by Soko, who is the localization sub-project lead. So this issue is like accepted, but now we need somebody to pick up this issue. So if you are interested in working on it, you can like post this as a comment like /assign, and the bot
Okay.
would assign this issue to you. and you can
Okay.
start working on it. And if at all you picked up an issue that you thought you could contribute to, but later realize that you need help with it, you can always feel free to like ping any of the like approvers or reviewers in the thread, the issue here, or you can always post them to the SIG Docs channel. So if I
Right,
open
right.
Slack and if I go to SIG Docs again, you can see people like you can see how folks have posted issues asking for help, issues or pull requests in the channel, and people would like be happy to help you
Okay,
with that.
okay.
And also you can join the SIG Docs meetings, like the bi-weekly meetings for the regular SIG Docs, as well as the localization subproject if you're working on any of those kind of issues, and you can like present your issues there. So if I let me open the SIG Docs meeting agenda. This is the meeting agenda that we follow in these meetings, and usually we have a section here for discussing issues and pull requests. So if you have any pull requests that you'd like to discuss, you can post them here with your name, and people would be there in the call, like approvers and reviewers and SIG leads and all would be there in the call to help you, uh, like help you with contributing to that particular issue. So yeah, that's how you can like, pick up issues and work on them.
All right. Thank you very much for shedding light on that one. And just my last question is regarding the process again on GitHub with regards to cloning and syncing. Do you? I saw on the instructions actually there was just clone the repo and start working on it. Is there other procedures which you follow? For example, I'll give Red Hat as an example. We used to follow fork clone, whereby you fork it and then create a clone, and from the clone now you add the upstream and work on your copy to sync with
Yeah.
the upstream. So I don't know if you do it directly here, or maybe you can. It's free flow so long as you know what you are doing and you are able to send a pull request to the repo.
Right. So I believe it's like I'm not sure where it is written that you can clone the repo, but I'll take a look. But usually the workflow is that you fork the repo, uh, and then you clone your fork, and then you push the changes to your fork, and then from your fork you will open a pull request to the Kubernetes slash website. So if you look at the branches here, I don't think like we would only have like branches for all the releases and all the let me try to find all the branches. Yeah, all the individual contributions made by different contributors, they would all be pushed from their like individual forks. So that is what I have been doing. So you can find that this particular example PR, this is opened from a different fork of this particular contributor. And yeah, that is how I've been doing it, but I can like cross check the documentation, and maybe if it is not mentioned or if it is not clear, that is something that we can like add.
Yeah, the documentation does not mention those steps. It just say install the tools which you are required for you to work with the repo. And after you have those dependencies and requirements installed, then they just tell you to clone. So there was nothing like forking it and then from your fork cloning it.
Right. We can follow up on that. I can take a look and we can like
Sure. That would be
we
great
can
if
like
they are
possibly
clear
bring it up
instruction.
with the SIG Docs team. Yeah, if it is not mentioned clearly, but yeah, forking and cloning is what we usually do. And this is for both the website and all of the other repositories as well. So Kubernetes is where the actual code for the Kubernetes, the entire code base for Kubernetes resides in this particular repo. As you can see, like the files which are in Golang. So this is also like like people fork this and then you push your changes to the fork and then you open the PR from the fork. So that is how things are done usually. But yeah, we can take a look at the documentation and like possibly make it more clearer if it is not already.
Yeah, that would be great, especially for new users who've never
yeah.
contributed before. So such instructions and steps has to be specified so that everybody actually don't end up into errors, you know.
Yep.
Or
Thank you for
maybe
bringing
they
that
don't
up.
end up breaking up stuff.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
hopefully not.
All right, that was all from
Yep.
me.
Awesome. Yeah, if you don't have anything else, we can wind up the call. But as I said earlier, again, like if you have anything, you can like reach out to me and I can help you. I'll be happy to help you with making your first contribution. And yeah, we are all happy to have you here, and we look forward to seeing more of your contributions in the future.
Thank you, Sita.